Hi Taurus, welcome to September 2018, and it's so good to be back with you. Now here in September, you're ready to put your plans in motion, and that is exciting. And whatever you've been waiting on, for some of you, you've been wanting to do whatever this is since January. Now is the time to do it. Mercury is flying forward here in September. He enters Virgo on the 5th, and then he enters Libra on the 21st. So he jumps 2 signs in September. So that's great for business, that's great for commerce, communication, conversations, and putting your plans into motion. So the time is right. Saturn moves direct on the 6th. That is good news. He has been retrograde since April 17th. And with him moving forward, this is great for you if you travel, if you want to learn a new skill, to upgrade your skills, to teach, to launch something, podcasting, broadcasting, your own website, anything that you're thinking of promoting. Now is the time to do it. I like to do things after a new moon. If I'm launching something new, I like to launch between a new moon and a full moon, because when the moon is gaining in light, that means whatever you're launching will gain in growth, abundance, expansion. I happen to like after this new moon when the moon is in Sagittarius, and that is on the 14th, and so and the 15th, and so after the Virgo new moon, which happens exactly on the 9th, that is a good time to launch anything new. So if you're looking to launch a new product, a new service, take a new job, that is a great time to do it. You always want to do it when the moon is gaining in light. You don't start something new on a full moon. You don't launch on a full moon, which is on the 24th. Now, there's more good news in here. I just love September. Mercury is forming a grand Earth trine to Saturn in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus. And this is fantastic. This is the Saturn-Uranus that was going on all of 2017 in the fire signs. Now they're in the Earth. Well, they've been in the Earth all 2018. And Mercury forms this gorgeous grand Earth trine. And so you could be finding here these first couple of weeks in September that you're coming up with new solutions to problems that have been nagging you or bothering you, problems that you've just been like, what do I do with this? How do I solve this? How do I figure this out? And so I really love this energy, because you're going to be like, oh, why don't I try this? Why don't I do this? Uranus is all about innovation and creativity, thinking outside of the box, thinking in new ways. And so if you're focused on solutions and you're focused on answers, you're going to get them. And Saturn is moving forward now, and of course he is in positive energy flow with any planets you have in Taurus. Your Sun in Taurus, your Moon in Taurus, your rising Taurus, your Mercury in Taurus, your Mars in Taurus. And that's good news. He is supporting you in a major way. And with the energy in your sister sign, Virgo, this is grand Earth trines for Taurians. And so, so this is, I'm recording this with Mercury retrograde in my month. And so this is a really good time for you, because you could be, feeling really creative and wanting to have fun, especially with that new moon in Virgo, in the area of play, recreation, creative self-expression, love, having fun, and pregnancy. For those of you that want to get pregnant, this is a very fertile time for you to conceive. And, even if it's something that you're, starting a new business or, giving birth to a new project, that's all giving birth. So it can be from our physical body, but it can also be from our mind and our heart. And this is a great time to do it. Pluto is in positive energy flow with the Virgo new moon. Jupiter is in harmony. Jupiter is sextile the Virgo new moon, and that is positive energy. Now, there's also, something going on in here at the same time, because Venus enters Scorpio on the same day of the new moon. So you have Venus enters Scorpio on the 9th, and then the Virgo new moon on the 9th. And she is being opposed by Uranus and T-squared by Mars, who entered back into, well, he enters Aquarius on the 10th. But this energy, there's this dynamic energy with Venus and Mars and Uranus. And, Venus is your ruling planet. And she is going to camp out here. She's not going anywhere. She's going to stay in this area of relationships through November, because she's going to retrograde October 5th in Scorpio. And then she's going to back into Libra just a bit. And then she's going to be back into Scorpio. So for some of you, this is all about relationships and, reevaluating your relationships, reevaluating who's in your life. And when I say relationship, yes, I mean your significant other, your partner, but I also mean other people. And with this area, this has to do with your public. It has to do with, it's the area of open enemies. That always cracks me up because it's the area of marriage. And so, so this is the area of other people. And this is good because you want to make sure that you're reevaluating who's in your life and how it's working for you. Now, with Venus here, right around this time, especially like around the 12th, there could be a conflict here with someone about money that upsets you. And, you just want to stand your ground. And if they're not pulling their weight with you, or they're not doing what they've agreed to do with you, let them know. This is a very intense energy. Mars and Venus, they can create a lot of sexual chemistry, especially when they square or oppose. It's just like, wow, I'm attracted to you. And, so there's this attraction energy happening here. And, that is great, but there could be another situation going on with you that has to do with someone that maybe they agreed to pay you something, or maybe they agreed to, give you a bonus, or an increase in your pay, and then, you get around the 12th, and then they're playing games. And so this is important that you stand for yourself and call them out, settle the score. You agreed on September you were going to pay me. You agreed that I was going to get this bonus here in September. Well, it's September, and I've done my part. You have to do your part. You really want to make sure that whoever owes you this money, that they are following through with you. It could also be for some of you that it's something's promised to you, that they promised to do something for you, help you in some way, and now they're backing out or ghosting you. And so you want to absolutely stand up for yourself here and make sure that what's yours is being delivered. Now, there is a lot of positive energy in here in September, and I really like it. I love September because things are moving forward. We're in this now practical time of Virgo and being grounded, and this is a great new moon, and it's in harmony with Pluto and in harmony with Jupiter. And now Neptune is opposing it, but that can just be really creative, where you want to have fun, you want to hang out with those you love, your family, your children, your partner, your friends, and you're just, feeling really good and positive. And it is time to put things in motion. This is the time to get things moving and to move things forward. And, for those of you that, are open to meeting someone new, this could absolutely happen for you here in September with this Uranus-Venus energy. It could be someone who's very different than you. It could be someone that is, there's an age difference or, very different backgrounds, but there's a lot of chemistry and attraction. And, with Venus going retrograde here next month, this could be someone who's from your past lives, who's, maybe new to you now in your life, meeting for the first time, but you really have known this person before. You feel that, like, I've known you, that familiar type of energy. And that's exciting. Mercury will enter Libra on the 21st, and then you have the Libra Equinox on the 22nd. Happy fall in the northern hemisphere. Happy spring in the southern hemisphere. So now we're changing seasons. So you can see there's a lot of change in here for you in September. But it's a strong time for you because, up until the 22nd, the energy is in Virgo, which is creative for you and fun for you and supportive and dynamic and energizing. And, then it shifts and it moves into that area of work for you and your health and your service to the world. And then we have the Aries full moon on the 24th. And for you, that brings the action to behind the scenes, because this is the last full moon before we have the Taurus full moon, which will happen for you and be your full moon. And so this is, a very spiritual energy. Chiron is sitting with that moon. And, it is about, working with women, working with the feminine, working with the divine feminine, working with, the goddess energy, working with your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities. You're going to be feeling really psychic in here in September. And at this Aries full moon, the channels are open. And so I like this energy. Now for you, whatever you've started here in September, like if you're launching something new after the Virgo new moon, 24 hours after, 48 hours after. Like I said, I like when the moon is in Sagittarius because the moon represents the collective consciousness, and it's not only what we're about, but it's what the masses are ready for, and the masses behave better when the moon is in Taurus or a fire sign or an air sign. I speak from experience. And so, with the moon in Aries, it's being opposed by the Sun and Mercury in Libra, and they're being T-squared by Saturn. So Saturn is, calling you to, make a decision or, call you to action. And you want to look at what you're doing. So this is a time for you to really look at, how you're taking care of yourself, how you're balancing work with your playtime or your personal time, how you're balancing, what you do with your lifestyle and, your life. And so if something's not working, it will be brought to your attention by the Aries full moon. So by the 24th and the 25th, you're going to know if something's working for you or if you need to change something. But it's like you're manifesting, Taurus, here in September. It's like your dreams are coming true now, that whatever you've been waiting on since January, you can start to see it come to fruition here in September. And you want to remember that, this is what you've been asking for. And so remind yourself that change is good for you, because you do have Uranus in your sign and he's not going anywhere. Yeah, he's going to back into Aries just a bit, but then he's going to be back in Taurus next year for good. And so this is about innovating you and changing you from the inside out, changing all that you do, changing who you are. And that has to do with your appearance. It has to do with, your life and your outlook on life, your self-image, your personality even is changing with this Uranian energy. And it's good because it's in positive energy flow with Saturn and Mercury, for the first half of this month. That you got that grand Earth trine. It's exact on the 7th, but it's also in the Virgo new moon. And so, it's hanging around. And Saturn and Uranus are very much exactly trining each other, positive energy flow, harmonious energy flow for all of September. And, that is, you making changes. And it could be, your perception. It could be your philosophy. You could be changing, your beliefs. You could be changing where you live. You could be changing, you could be traveling more. You could be, maybe living in more than one place. Or maybe you're doing, classes online or taking a course online, or maybe you're teaching. Whatever it is you're doing, it is about expanding you out into the world. And now is the time to do it. And if those in authority want to help you, let them help you. Authority figure can be someone that's very wise, someone who's older than you, someone you work for, someone you work with, anybody that is you consider wise. If you get stuck, especially around that time of the 12th, where you may run into it with somebody where they didn't do what they agreed to with you, and you're like, well, how do I handle this? Ask for help from, someone that you trust and that is wise, and ask, what they think you should do about this situation. And, because it's there for you. And you really are coming up with new solutions to old problems this month. And it's good. It's exciting what's happening here with you. It really is. Pluto moves direct on the 30th. So you can see all this direct movement here. Things are moving forward now. We've got the eclipses behind us. Mercury is done being retrograde. Mars is done out of his retrograde. My gosh, I didn't think that would ever end. And, you've got Pluto direct, Saturn direct, Mercury changing signs twice in September. That's a lot of forward movement. You have this very dynamic Virgo new moon in a very fun part of your life, which has to do with true love and romance and creativity and just having fun in your life. And that is on for you. And it's exciting. Like, it's really a great month for you to move things forward in your life, make things happen, because you're ready to put the plans in motion. The time is right. The time you've been waiting for. September is the time. And like I said, I'd like after the Virgo new moon, before the Aries full moon, and allow this Aries full moon to show you what you need to change with your work or your health or your lifestyle. With that Neptune opposing the Virgo new moon, it can show us if we've got if we're too dehydrated, or if we've got too much fluid in the body, if we're retaining fluid. This can be a time where you can really exercise, change your diet, improve your diet, things that really improve your health. that you can go after here in September and feel accomplished. You know, feel like, okay, you know, I can take better care of myself and feel better, kick a habit, you know, kick smoking, you know, maybe detox, you know, something like that is really prominent here for you, and exciting, very exciting. And you're really ready to like move up in what you're doing too. So for those of you open for love, it's on. Wow, is it on? You've got the Virgo new moon lighting everything up in that area. You got that gorgeous Mercury in there in harmony with any planets you have in Taurus, as well as Saturn in Capricorn in harmony with you. And so this could be someone who's a foreigner. This could be someone who lives at a distance. This could be someone who is very different than you. But like I said, you're really feeling the chemistry, you're feeling the connection, and it's exciting. You know, for those of you coupled, you know, have fun with each other. Make sure you're carving out that time to play. Maybe you two are working on something creative together, like a project together, a money-making project together, and that looks really good and exciting, and going places with that too. I really like what's happening in that area of relationships for you. You've got Jupiter there moving forward. You know, so your partner is on board with you. You know, whoever's partnering with you, they're really with you. And you could feel really close to him or her, you know, this month. Like you really feel like, my partner has my back, and that feels really good. And, you know, just feeling that love. Money looks good too. And, you know, you could even be like coming up with some new money-making ideas this month. And you're really putting your energy into your career too. More that Mars moves forward now. You're ready to move things forward. And that's good too. Yeah, so in the career, you know, you're putting a lot of energy in there. You're going to notice here in September and October. And it's good. It's time to do that. Spiritually, you know, make sure you're taking time for yourself, especially around that Aries full moon. You're going to need some downtime. You're going to need some rest. You're going to need to recharge your batteries. You're going to need, you know, to, you know, get out into nature, and nature heals us better than anything, except for sleep. And, you know, go for it. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing, and Google Plusing my videos. Taurus, you're rocking awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps to support the channel, and it also lets you know when I upload, when I publish. So until next time, Taurus, it's a great month. Put your plans in motion, and remember, change is good for you. You're getting what you wanted.